Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. A warm welcome to each and everyone who joined this Python webinar today. So myself Sheila from AllPro Trainings is presenting this webinar to you today. So now we are going to see about today's webinar agenda. The webinar is for about 90 minutes. First, I will be sharing the AllPro welcome video. It is for 2 minutes. Then I'll be presenting the AllPro training profile for 3 minutes. After that, I'll be explaining you the APT student guide for 5 minutes. Followed by that, we'll be having the trainer and student introduction. It is for 5 minutes. After that, the trainer will be taking over the demo content for 45 minutes. Then we have the doubt clearance session for 10 minutes. Then be sharing you the old students review for 5 minutes. And finally, we'll be having the APT offer session. So after the APT offer session, I'll be sharing you the feedback form link. The participants should attend the webinar fully and fill the feedback form completely to get the certificate. The certificate will be sent to your email ID that you give in the feedback form within a week. So everyone, please attend the webinar till the end. So now I am sharing AllPro welcome video. Kindly watch it. Oh, thanks for watching. AllPro Trainings Private Limited is an Indian government-approved company that offers a wide range of technology and soft skill training services to students, freshers, and experienced professionals to level up their career. So we provide training in information technology, electrical and electronics, and soft skill courses. Our vision is to provide professional training to more than 1 crore people worldwide. Our mission is to provide high-quality training with well-experienced trainers. So telling about a timeline, in Jan 2020, Institute was founded and the first batch of students enrolled. In 2021, we successfully expanded college and corporate trainings. In 2022, we formed a partnership with the foreign clients. In 2023, we launched internship training programs. In 2024-2025, we reached 30,000 plus students globally. And in 2026, we are recognized as a leading training institute worldwide. So our services include individual training, corporate training, college training, and we also provide job or work support. So in individual training, we provide free webinars, which you are attending now. It covers overview of the technology. The e-certificate will be provided to all participants. Then the flash course or workshop, it is 5 to 10 hours of live workshop. It covers basics of the technology. Then the full course, it is around 35 hours of live practical classes designed to work on live projects and to achieve professional certifications. Then the job or work support, we provide safe and label IT expert support. We'll be helping with real-time tasks and projects. Support is provided across multiple technologies. Flexible support plans available hourly or monthly options. We provide professional and confidential service trusted by thousands of professionals worldwide. So we have students from India's major cities as well as from USA, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia, Middle East region, UK, Africa, Australia, and worldwide. Why to choose us? You can learn at your convenient timing, practical live hands-on sessions. We will be helping you with resume preparation. Sample resumes will be provided. Mock interviews will be conducted. Interview questions will be provided. Lifelong community support available. Job guidance until you get a job. Course completion certificate issued by our institute. Daily job links will be shared in our WhatsApp channel. LinkedIn recommendation provided. Then certification vouchers are available at a best price. We have a consultancy. So if there is any recommend from our client side, we'll be referring our students. These are the list of courses offered by us. We are proud to be an Indian government approved private limited company. Our official WhatsApp and Instagram accounts are Meta verified for reliability. And we have 2 lakhs plus followers in our social media. We got 4.8 ratings from 460 plus verified reviews. We have 125K plus followers in Facebook. And we have a 21K plus followers in LinkedIn and 18K plus followers in Instagram. We are also available in YouTube. We have 2K subscribers in YouTube. And in WhatsApp, we have 23K plus followers, including our WhatsApp groups and channel. We are also available in Telegram, Twitter, and Threads. Some of our clients. Our students have successfully completed these certification exams: UiPath, the Blue Prism, AWS, Power BI, Pega, Power Automate, Data Analyst, and many more. Now I will be explaining you the APT student guide. So this shows how we provide training to our students and how it helps them to secure a job worldwide. First one is simple learning methodology. Every day you'll be having 1 hour class divided into 4 sessions. Session 1 is for 5 minutes. It's quick revision and doubt clearance from the previous class. And session 2 is for 25 minutes. The trainer teaches particular day topic for 15 minutes. Followed by that, the student will be doing hands-on for another 10 minutes. And session 3 is for 25 minutes. The trainer teaches the next topic for the day for 15 minutes. Followed by that, the student will be doing hands-on on that topic for another 10 minutes. And session 4 is for 5 minutes. It's a recap of class with the trainer. So this is a learning pyramid. This shows that reading alone provides 10% understanding. Observing presentation provides 30% understanding. Group discussion provides 50% understanding. Hands-on practice provides 75% learning. The teaching concept to others boosts 90% understanding. So our students are trained to the level where they can work on any live projects. So what is your goal now? Everyone will be having different goals. Someone will be looking for a new job with a good salary. Someone will be looking for switching job. They want to move to a different IT role. Someone will be interested in learning new technologies, and someone want promotion or better position in the current job. So why we haven't reached our goal set? So far our habits have stopped us from reaching our goal. First one is wasting time, spending too much time on social media and talking about things that don't help us. Second one is no daily plan, starting the day without a clear plan or priorities causing confusion. And third is not acting. We talk about our goals, but we don't take regular steps to achieve them. So this is a habit loop. The habit loop creates a systematic learning path for career success. It has three components. First one is the cue, redirecting students' time from unproductive activities to focused learning. Then the routine, attending daily live classes in a disciplined manner. And the reward, you will be gaining knowledge and reaching your goal. So you may think why we have to pay and learn a course. Nowadays, everything is available online. So now we'll explain what is the disadvantages of going through online recorded videos and the advantages of choosing live classes. So the disadvantage of going through online videos is it has unstructured content, but in live class, you have well-structured and organized learning. There is no way to ask question when you refer online videos, but in live class, you can ask the trainer question immediately during the live class itself. Another one disadvantage is the trainer is unaware of individual students, but in live class, the trainer understands each student's learning needs. There is no personal experience sharing when you refer online videos, but in live class, the trainer shares real-time project experience with the students. There is no follow-up on homework when you refer online videos, but in live class, the trainer follows up regularly and ensures the homework or assignment is completed before moving to the next topic. So online videos are available for a long time, but due to habit and distractions, we haven't learned effectively, but live classes help build better learning habit, making it easier to learn effectively. AllPro learning format is a combination of learning through online documents, live recorded videos, collaborative learning with friends. Advantages over other institutes, we allow only 5 students per batch, while other institute add 50 to 200 students, making it hard to focus on individuals. Our trainers offer personal attention and promote interactive learning. We provide downloadable live recording of your classes. Most other institutes do not allow recording for lifetime access. Fingertip materials. All your live classes will be recorded. It can be downloaded by the students. Class notes will be provided in PDF or PPT format. Required software and license will also be provided. All materials will be provided in a shared drive link. So this is the minimum market salary. So if you have like 3 to 4 years of experience, you should get at least 8 to 10 lakhs per annum salary. Or if you have 6 to 7 years of experience, you should get at least 18 to 20 lakhs per annum salary. So if you're not up to this level, you have to upskill yourself and switch your jobs. These are about the introduction part. Now the participants can introduce yourself in the chat box, which includes your name, profession, whether you're a student or working professional. So everyone, the chat box is open for you now. Please introduce yourself. Please mention your name, whether you're a fresher or a working professional. Yeah, hi Chaitanya, welcome. Hi Yogalakshmi, hi Nishant, welcome. You are both students. Yeah, hi Ahanraj, student. Hi Praveen Kumar, final year student. Hi Darun. Hi Tejas. Hi Mayank. Welcome all. Hi Veeramani. Hi Vivek. Hi Jasmine. Hi Ajay. Hi Kumuda. Hi Vishwajit. Hi Kribakar. Hi Devika. Hi Aishwarya. Hi Soda. Hi Sachin. Hi Karisma. Hi Bharat. So, maximum all are students. Anyone else, please? Hi Jyoti. Hi Revant. Others, please introduce yourself in the chat. Hi, Bharat. Hi, Tarun. Hi, Shravan. Hi, Sachin. Okay, welcome all to this Python webinar. So most of them are students. And today we have our Python trainer, Mr. Darshan, who is having vast experience in Python. So welcome, Mr. Darshan. So we are glad to have you here today. You can proceed now. Hi, Priya, welcome.
Thanks, Sheila. So before we get started, I'll quickly introduce myself to everyone. I believe most of you who are present over here are already familiar with different AI tools that we use today, right? Now, everyone would be using ChatGPT, everyone would be using different AI tools like Gemini and other tools that are present in the market today. Okay. Now, the point is, most people of your age use ChatGPT to summarize a lecture or draft an email or maybe do some assignments, right? But what if I told you that simple text prompting is already old news? That is not what we should do today, or that is not where the world is moving today. Okay. The real magic isn't getting an AI to write an essay or do your assignment. It's about building autonomous AI agents. That is the future. And those agents will plan, will write code, and solve complex problems on its own. That is where the magic is, and that is where the world is moving to. So, hey everyone, I'm Darshan. For over a decade, I have worked as a lead data scientist and an AI architect. My job is to step past basic prompts and build engine room for artificial intelligence. I specialize in generative AI and agentic AI systems, building network of autonomous agents which collaborate with each other and interact directly with massive enterprise databases. That's my specialization. Now, before we get started for today, I hope everyone is able to see my screen. Can I get a confirmation? Sheila, if you can confirm.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, Richard.
perfect. All right. So before I get started, guys, first of all, let's ensure that this particular webinar is interactive. It is not just a one-way traffic. I'm just saying something, you are listening something. Let's ensure that you are also getting something useful from this particular webinar. So let's ensure that it is an interactive webinar. If you are not willing to speak, just you can use reactions. You can use a thumbs up or raise the hand button. You can do all that, or maybe you can put it in the chat. Okay. But let's ensure that we make this particular session an interactive session. Okay. Now, before I get started with Python, I have three questions for everyone. Everyone can just give a reaction on top of these questions. Okay. Now, my first question is, as of now, do you have a smartphone with you? Can I get a reaction? I hope everyone would have. Perfect. I can see multiple reactions. Question number two. Did you watch a recommended video on YouTube or Netflix sometime this week? I hope everyone would have. Whatever recommendation would have come across your YouTube and Netflix. I can see some chats as well. Perfect. My question number three. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to build something that millions of people could use without spending 5 years or 4 years getting a computer science degree? Like, I believe everyone is a student. Most of them are students as of now, right? You're doing a degree. Maybe BTech in computer science, BTech in AI, ML, or BTech in data science. It can be in any given field. But have you ever wondered to build applications that can help the people around the world at scale? Have you ever wondered about it? Can I get a reaction? Yes, no? Okay, perfect. Now, the point is, if you reacted to any of these questions, these three questions, any of them, maybe one, maybe two, or maybe all three, then in that particular case, Python has already touched your life. Even if you are unaware about it, Python has already touched your life. Okay. Now the point is, the recommendations you watch on Netflix, it is Python. The videos YouTube suggests, it is Python. The apps that runs on your phone, most of them run on Python today. Okay. And by the end of the webinar, I'm exactly going to show you how you can go from a curious observer to someone who builds that interest to build real things. That is what will be our focus throughout this particular webinar. Okay. Now, the point of understanding is, whenever we talk about Python, we should not treat Python as a programming language. Rather, we should treat Python as a powerful tool using which I can build applications, using which I can build enterprise applications, right? As I already told you, our future is building AI agents, which are autonomous agents, right? So we are progressing towards that. So let us look at Python in a manner in which we can use this particular tool to ensure we build something at a massive scale. Okay. Now, the point is, let me tell you a quick important point here, or a small story rather, everyone would relate to it. Now, in 2012, there was a guy whose name was Kevin, okay, and his team of around 13 people had an idea for a photo sharing app. Now, they had no massive infrastructure, no engineers, no budget. What they did was they used Python. They built an entire backend of what would become Instagram, a platform that now serves over 500 million users every single day using Python. Not C++, not Java, Python. Okay. Now the question is why? Why Python? Now the point is, Python lets you move at the speed of thought. Like whatever you are thinking on the go, Python can interpret it. Python can do it on the go. That is why Python is powerful. Okay. Remember one important point here that you should understand. Python isn't just for startups. It is not for kids learning to code. It is not for data scientists in labs who are working on something. Python is an invisible engine that runs the technology you use every single day. So today, whenever you use Python, wherever you use Python, you might be unaware about it, but you are consuming Python in one form or the other. Pick up any given application that your phone would have. Python is there in some manner. Okay. Now I can see a very interesting chat here from Sachin. Python is a programming language used to give instructions to computer and develop different types of applications. Definitely. As I said, Python is a programming language, definitely. But let's consider Python as a tool to build something at enterprise scale. Okay. Now, if you see my slide, what exactly is written on the screen? Python, your gateway to building anything. So when I say your gateway to build anything, the basic idea is it may be a small script, it may be a small game, or it may be any intelligent AI system, or it may be any kind of real-time analytics. You can do all of them using Python. So our point is, let us see what Python is, what Python has to offer, and how exactly we can build all these using Python. Okay. Now, let us come to the next point. The modern tech workforce. Okay. Now, this question might be there in everyone's mind today. Why students or working professionals choose Python to build solutions and to solve complex problems and accelerate their careers, right? Now, the answer is very, very simple. The point is, first of all, Python is a open source programming language. Okay. When I say Python is an open source programming language, it is free to use. There is no license needed to build any kind of application using Python. That is the major advantage. Number two, whenever we are dealing with Python, this is the most important point you need to understand. You need not have any tech experience. Let's say, for example, if someone is from a non-IT background also, that person can also learn Python. So specifically, if you are a beginner in this particular field, then Python will be your go-to language. Okay. So Python, it is easy to learn. and it is useful in many domains or in many particular applications. So when I talk about domains, when I talk about applications, you choose any field in the world today. You choose healthcare, Python is there. You choose agriculture, you will see Python implementation. You choose web development, we are doing web development using Python. You choose building AI agents, we are building it using Python. You choose any particular domain or any particular application, you will see application of Python there. Okay, that is why Python is taking over the market today, because it is quite easy for everyone to understand and build using Python. Okay, now the point is, whenever we talk about Python specifically, we also need to understand one important point here. What is that? The point is the clear difference between Python and other programming language. If you look at my screen clearly, what do you see here? On the left hand side, there is a syntax of C++. On the right hand side, there is a Python syntax. Okay. If you look at my left hand side screen, this is a traditional language we can consider, right? Wherein, in order to ensure that I print hello world, I have to write 4 lines of code at least. The same thing if I want to do using Python, I just need to write a single line. So you can see the way Python is designed, it is designed in a manner that whatever you interpret, whatever you understand, that you are putting it to code on the screen. So my point here is very, very simple. When it comes to understand Python, it is just like interpreting your thoughts or interpreting the real life problems and putting it into code. So Python, you can see here on the right hand side, it looks like plain English, which is allowing you to focus on the program logic and focus more on problem solving rather than any kind of syntax. So that is one of the major advantages of Python. When it comes to Python, Python is not syntax heavy. We do not rely on heavy syntaxes to build any kind of Python logic. Rather, we focus more on the program logic and focus more on problem solving. But in traditional programming languages like Java, like C++, like C, we also have to focus on the syntax, because if you do not write the appropriate syntax, definitely the piece of code that you are writing will not work. But when it comes to Python, the focus is not on syntax, the focus is on problem solving. Okay, so this particular difference, as you can see here, is very, very clear between the left and the right. Okay, now when it comes to Python specifically, when I'm saying it will solve complex problems, what kind of complex problems Python can solve? So let's say, for example, if I take a very basic example, let's say, for example, you want to do any kind of analysis. When I say you want to do any kind of analysis, it can be in the field of finance, it can be in the field of retail, it can be in any given field. But let's say, for example, you are getting a task. What is your task? Your task is to go through multiple websites and based on that, build a report. And based on the report that you build, you have to put out some insights. Let's say that is the task that is given to you. Now, you can do this very, very simply using Python. So in Python, we use a particular term or we use a particular process which is called web scraping. You can scrap multiple websites on the go using Python. So consider there are 10 websites from which you need the data to analyze. So what you can do in Python, you can do web scraping on the go, and that particular analysis that you want to do can be done within 5 to 10 minutes. It is just that you need to know how exactly that web scraping happens. You don't have to put a lot of manual effort in doing an analysis. Python does the job for you. You just have to instruct Python to do it. Okay. And when it comes to Python, here multiple people might have multiple questions. Like, for example, when it comes to Python, what exactly are the hidden powers? What exactly are the hidden features of Python? Now, remember one important point. When it comes to Python, first of all, if you learn, you get opportunities in various fields. Like, for example, using Python, you can be a Python developer. Using Python, you can break into data science. Using Python, you can break into web development. Using Python, you can break into the field of AI. Using Python, you can break into the field of data analyst. Using Python, you can break into the field of business analyst. So Python is the base. If you are comfortable with Python, if you are clearly in line with what Python is doing, you can break into any of these fields. This is the stepping stone for you to break into any of the fields that I am discussing here. Okay. Now, let us quickly look at what exactly are the hidden powers as far as Python is concerned. Okay. Now, you can see over here, I have clearly specified Python, it has 200 plus built-in modules. Now, why exactly we are talking about this particular point? We are talking about this particular point because most of the functions that we try to use, or most of the functions that we try to design in Python, are already predefined. Like for example, if you want to build any kind of, or if you want to do any kind of mathematical operation, you have a predefined library for doing mathematical operation. You don't have to write the entire code from scratch. Python does it for you. Similarly, when I say web scraping, which I was discussing 2 minutes back, you use predefined libraries in case of Python to do that web scraping. You don't have to write the entire code from scratch. Similarly, if you want to build any kind of graphs in case of Python, you have predefined libraries. Use those predefined libraries to build the respective graphs or the respective plots. You don't have to write the entire code from scratch. Okay. So the point is, there are more than 200 plus built-in modules. Using these built-in modules, you can do any kind of work at scale. Okay. You do not write or design any kind of code from scratch. So rather than writing 100 lines of code, Python does it with 10 lines of code or 5 lines of code, because you are using the predefined capabilities of Python to build something. Okay. That is your first point here. The second point that you see over here is the GIL is not a death sentence. What do you mean by that? Now see, there is a particular term here which is called global interpreter lock, which exists today. Okay. But multiprocessing and C extensions in Python, it handles millions of concurrent connections. Like for example, I have been talking about this from the beginning. Using Python, we should build enterprise applications. We should build enterprise AI autonomous agents. So in Python, this particular global interpreter lock which exists, it helps us to ensure that whatever application we are building using Python, it handles millions of concurrent connections. Your application would not break. Like for example, Instagram. As I said, in a day, it handles more than 200 million users or 300 million users. Very rarely you will see Instagram goes down. Like for example, in the past year, how many times have you seen Instagram going down? Maybe once, maybe twice, not every day, not every week, right? So the point of understanding here is Python, if you are using to build any kind of application, you can build enterprise applications using it. Okay. Let's come to the third point. The third point is Python, the way it is designed, it reduces the boilerplate code by 40% compared to Java. The meaning is, whenever you are using Python, you are writing less code, you are shipping it faster, and you are debugging less. So as a developer, whatever code you write, is it better for you to write 10,000 lines of code, or is it better for you to write 100 lines of code? Definitely it is better for you to write 100 lines of code. And it is definitely better for you to debug 100 lines of code compared to 10,000 lines of code. So if you are using Python, so to say, you are writing those 100 lines of code, which is easier for you to debug. So as you are writing 100 lines of code, you can deliver applications faster, or you can ship your solutions faster. So just think about this. Tomorrow you are working for any particular corporate, or maybe tomorrow you start your own company. If you are writing your code on your own, if you are having less lines of code while building the application, you have an end-to-end ownership of what you are building. You know exactly what lines of code you are writing. And at any point in time, if any issue comes up, it is easier for you to debug. It is not the case that if you are writing 10 lines of code or 1 lakh lines of code, you have to go through each line of code. That is not the case, right? So definitely Python will help you there. Let's come to the fourth point, the two language problem solver. Now see, Python has multiple predefined libraries and predefined modules, which I talked about. Some of them are NumPy, Pandas, TensorFlow. These are predefined libraries. So NumPy we generally use for numerical Python. If I want to solve any kind of numerical problems, or if I want to do any kind of numerical operation, I use NumPy. Similarly, if I want to do any kind of data analysis or data transformation, I use pandas. Okay. Similarly, if I want to perform any kind of deep learning algorithm, if I want to build a deep learning system, TensorFlow is one of my basic libraries that I use. Okay. Now the point is, whenever we are using Python, okay, it is quite simple to directly import these particular libraries and put it into code. Okay. And you are getting all of this in Python, which is simple, but it is faster to execute. Now consider you are writing the same piece of code in C or Fortran or Java. The execution time is comparatively higher compared to Python. So in Python, you are getting two advantages. Number one, you are writing a simple piece of code. Number two, you are executing the code faster. In both these cases, you are at the end of the day ensuring that your client is happy. Because tomorrow, if you're building a solution, your client is checking your solution or using your solution. If the client gets the output in 2 seconds or in 1 second, the client will be happy rather than getting the output in 30 seconds or 1 minute. So obviously, if you are using Python to build your applications, number one, it makes the life simpler. Number two, it is comparatively faster. So that is what we are talking about here. So if I quickly summarize the 4 points that we talked about, number one, Python has a lot of predefined modules or built-in libraries which we can use to build our applications. Number two, as far as Python is concerned, it can handle large number of concurrent connections. Like I said, in order to build enterprise application, this is one of the major advantages. Number three, compared to other programming languages, you write less lines of code. And number four, whatever code you are writing in case of Python, you are shipping it faster because the performance is better compared to other programming languages. Okay. Now let's quickly come on to the next slide. Now, what are the versatile real world applications of Python? Now, these are some of the versatile real world applications of Python. Now, if you see, I already talked about web development. So if I want to build any kind of backend systems which is scalable and any kind of web applications effortlessly using high level frameworks, I can do that. So here you see there are two frameworks that are defined. One is Django, one is Flask. These are web frameworks which are predefined in case of Python. I just need to use these frameworks to build any kind of scalable backend system and web application. It makes my job easier. Similarly, as far as data science and AI is concerned, let's say, for example, I want to analyze any kind of massive data set and I want to train predictive models, so to say, machine learning models. For that, I have predefined tools here which I can use, like Pandas, Scikit-learn, and PyTorch. These are predefined modules which are there in Python, which I need to use to build any kind of machine learning model. How exactly this is built and how Python comes in, we will discuss about that later. As of now, we are focusing on one important point wherein we are trying to understand what Python has to offer. Then number three, game creation. So if I want to design any kind of interactive games or if I want to design any kind of art or graphics, I can do that. So in Python, we have a predefined module which is called Pygames. Using Pygame, I can build any kind of 2D interactive Python game. Okay. How exactly that is done? We will come to it in some time. But here we are trying to understand these are the real world applications using Python, right? Web development, data science and AI, and game creation. Let's come to the next point. Now, when it comes to Python, these are the most commonly used places where Python is there, right? You might know of it, you may not know of it so far, but these are the places where Python is getting used. Number one, definitely everyone would know, Netflix. Netflix, even though you are looking at it as a OTT, wherein you are looking at movies or web series, but at the end of the day, you need to understand technically it is a recommendation engine. Based on the content that you are watching, the recommendation engine which is there in Netflix, it recommends suitable titles based on your watch preferences, right? Let's say, for example, in very simple words, let's say I am a sci-fi fan. I like sci-fi genre. Let's say I have already watched 5 or 6 movies in sci-fi. Definitely the recommendation engine that is there in Netflix will suggest me better sci-fi movies to go through. That is how Python comes in, because that particular recommendation engine which is there, it is built using Python. So this particular recommendation engine, which is there in Netflix, it is already serving 260 million plus users. So imagine the scale. And Python handles 90% of the machine learning pipeline which is there in case of Netflix. So you imagine how Python is useful as far as recommendation engines are concerned. Number two, NASA. Everyone would have heard this particular term, right? Now there are different types of analysis, different types of operations that goes on. Let's say Mars rover operations or satellite data analysis or any kind of mission planning that happens. All of them use Python. So you can imagine at a massive scale to do any kind of satellite data analysis or to do any kind of mission planning, people are using technology. And behind that technology, you have one of the basic tools that is available for use to everyone, which is Python, which is changing lives. Number three, Spotify. Everyone would have come across this application, Spotify. It is a real-time music recommendation and audio analysis system. Everyone treats Spotify as just a music application. That is not the case. It is a real-time music recommendation and audio analysis platform. Okay. Here in this particular application, there are more than 6,000 plus Python microservices using which this particular application is designed. Okay. So you can imagine how Spotify works today. Now here someone can ask me, what exactly is a microservice? And why are we talking about microservices here? Now see, microservices are a way of building software. Okay. Instead of one big program, an application is always split into small independent pieces. You can consider each piece will do one specific job and then it will talk to the other using clear rules. So in Spotify, whenever we are talking about it, it has 6,000 plus Python microservices. So you can consider 6,000 plus blocks which does independent tasks within the application. Okay. Next, number four, Dropbox. Definitely you would have heard this particular application as well. It is a desktop client which was completely rewritten in Python. And as of today, if we talk about the scale, it handles 600 million plus file sync-ups daily. So imagine the scale. Number five, YouTube. This we use every day. I believe we spent hours and hours in YouTube today, right? Originally, YouTube was built in PHP, but it was migrated to Python. And now 2 billion plus users log into YouTube daily. So when I say 2 billion plus, that is 1/4 of the world population today, right? Today, our world population stands at around 8 billion or maybe slightly more than 8 billion. And if 1/4 of your population is using one particular platform, which is serving them since last decades, many decades, so to say. So you imagine how Python is resilient, whether Python is scalable or not, right? So Python definitely is a scalable and a resilient system. And number six, Reddit. This also people would know. This is the 8th most visited website which runs almost entirely on Python. And you can see the scale, 50 billion plus page views per year. So imagine the scale of this particular application as well. It is entirely built using Python. So from here, you imagine or you think, what are the type of applications we can build using Python? Even though I understand most of you are students today, but think about a unique idea using which you built an application, and that application can definitely be built using Python. If you want to discuss more on that, how exactly it can be built, what are the steps to build this, we will come to it at a later point. As of now, we are trying to understand what exactly is the scale at which Python works, right? Now, let's look at the Python ecosystem by the numbers. First, what is the count of packages that is present in Python today? It is 500k plus. That means 5 lakh plus packages are already designed in Python. Okay. Number two, it is the most popular programming language as per TIOBE Index 2024. And as per this particular index, Python has overtook Java, C, and C++ for the first time in history. Okay. And as of today, 48% of all AI/ML code or nearly half of all the machine learning repositories which are there on GitHub are written in Python. And as of today, there are more than 3.5 million developers who are using this particular platform or this particular language to build something. So this is one of the largest and most welcoming developer community in the world today. So you can imagine how Python is progressing and where exactly it is going. Okay. Now, let's come to an important point here. Now, you see, as far as Python is concerned, there are some things which will surprise you. Okay. Like, for example, you see, I have written A is equal to 256, B is equal to 256, and here I'm just printing A is B. Don't focus more on the code, try to understand what I'm explaining. If you are seeing this for the very first time, it is completely fine. I'm not saying you should know what is written here, but try to understand how Python comes in here. Okay. Now, here I'm defining two variables. A is one particular variable, B is another variable. Okay. And here I'm just writing print A is B. If I write print A is B, you see I'm getting the output to be true. Okay. But if I write C is equal to 257, D is equal to 257, and if I print C is D, I'm getting false. Now, what just happened here? In the first case, we are having two variables with the same value, but as far as the output is concerned, it is coming as true. But in the second case, we are having two variables with the same value, but the output is coming to be false. Now, what just happened here? Why exactly this is happening? Now, that is where again Python comes in. So, what exactly happened here? So, this is a major concept in Python that we come across. Okay. And what exactly is that concept? It is the concept of caching that we generally come across. Now, see, when I say the concept of caching, first of all, you need to understand whenever Python is running any kind of operation or any kind of program, it is using a specific memory, right? And if something is stored in your cache, it runs faster. Okay. Now, here, the major thing that we need to understand is what exactly is the difference between an is operator and a equal to operator. Okay. Now, your equal to operator, this equal to wherever you see, you need to understand it is nothing but it is an operator which checks the value. So if I want to compare whether two variables are having the same value or not, I will use this equal to operator. Okay. But as far as is keyword is concerned, what does is keyword do? It just checks the object identity. Do both the variables point to the same memory location? If both the variables point to the same memory location, then is keyword will give the output to be true. Okay. Now the point is, if I write A is equal to 256, B is equal to 256, what is the point? 256, this particular number, it falls within the pre-cached integer pool. So there are multiple integer pools which are there. 0 to 256 is one integer pool. 257 to 512 is another integer pool, right? There are different integer pools. So 256, it falls within the pre-cached integer pool. So instead of creating a new integer object, Python points both A and B to the already cached object in the memory. That means if you use any particular number in between 0 to 256, Python will use that particular number wherever you are defining, it will point it to the same memory location. As a result of which, if you write A as B, your output is true. But if you write C is equal to 257 and D is equal to 257, 257 falls outside the pre-cached range. So whenever you are executing this, what happens? Python allocates a separate object in memory for C and a separate object in memory for D. Because they reside in two separate locations, that's why whenever you write C is D, your output is false. So the point of understanding is from 0 to 256, if you use any particular number and you define multiple variables with any value from 0 to 256, Python points it to the same memory location. Why Python does it? Because if it points it to the same memory location, if you do any kind of operation within this particular range, you will always get the output faster because it is cached. As I said, whatever is there in your cache, if you use it to get the output, your output will be comparatively faster. Okay. But if you go outside 256, like here in this case, I'm considering 257, then in both the cases, it will point to a different memory location. Okay. Now, let us quickly come on to some of the power user tricks that is there in case of Python. So what are some of the power user tricks that you should know? Now see, in case of Python, everyone would understand there are loops. In other programming languages also loops are there or loops are defined. But remember one important point. In Python, we don't use loops everywhere. Why that is the case? Because in Python, we have alternatives. So when I say alternatives, what kind of alternatives? We have alternatives called list comprehensions. Whatever a for loop does in case of Python, I can do that using list comprehensions. How that is done, we will come to it at a later point. But using list comprehensions, I can ensure that my output comes 2x faster. Okay. Similarly, when it comes to Python, let's say for example, I want to go from one given range to another given range. Okay. Let's say I want to start from 0. I want to go till 10. Okay. So in Python, I don't have to do it manually. I can use predefined functions here. Like for example, I can use enumerate function to iterate from a given range to a given range, and it makes my code cleaner and faster. Okay. Similarly, if I want to do any kind of formatting, when I say any kind of formatting, like you consider you want to give any kind of custom message, or you want to design the code in such a manner that based on the custom format that you specify, based on that only the output should come. If you want to do that operation, Python helps you. It makes the overall code look simpler. Okay. Similarly, let's say for example, if you want to do any kind of assignment, or you want to do any kind of operation using which your overall code looks simpler and easier to understand, you can use all of these powerful user tricks that you see over here. So let me quickly go through these 6 points. Number one, what did I tell you? There is an alternative to loops, which is list comprehension, which is 2x faster. Similarly, if you want to iterate from a given range to a given range, and you want to ensure that your code is simpler and easier to understand, there is a predefined function called enumerate, which you can use. We will discuss about these functions later when we come to it. Number three, if you want to ensure that you want to do any kind of custom formatting in case of Python, you can do that. For that, we can use f strings or format strings, which is there in Python. Okay. Similarly, in Python, we have something called a walrus operator. What does this walrus operator do? This particular operator does two things at one time. It will assign and evaluate in one line. So assignment and evaluation, both the operation happens together in one line. So you can see how Python is effective here. Number five, there is a predefined function, or we can consider there is a predefined module called counter, which is present in collections, for which I can do any kind of counting. Let's say, for example, someone asks you during an interview, write a piece of code that will count the number of occurrences for a given number, or number of occurrences for a given digit. You have predefined functions. In a single line, you can do it. You don't have to develop any logic. So in Python, we can write collections.counter to do that frequency counting. Okay. Similarly, we have something called zip in case of Python, which is used to do what? Which is used to pair elements. Let's say you have different objects defined in case of Python, and you want to pair those objects together. So if you want to do that pairing operation, you have predefined function here, which you can use, which is called zip. So you can see for each of these operations, we have predefined functions here, which is defined in case of Python, which is easier for us to understand and use. So you can imagine why Python is simpler. Okay. Now, let's come to the next point. Now, definitely Python is the future. Python is the next chapter that we are looking at. But what are some of the things that we should look at in Python? Okay. Now, the point is, as of today, we are looking at Python 3.13 plus versions. We should not use any Python version which is lesser than 3.13, because using the latest version of Python, definitely you will have more features compared to the older versions. Okay. So in Python 3.13 or later versions, the point is we are seeing a performance gain of 10 to 60% on multi-core CPUs. That means indirectly we are saying the performance has become even better compared to older versions of Python. Similarly, when it comes to just-in-time compilation, the point is Python is getting a just-in-time compiler. That means any kind of loops that you are writing where you have complex logic, so to say. So these loops, it will run with faster speed without changing any line of code. So that complex operation that you wrote 2 years back using a previous version of Python, let's say 3.10 or 3.11, the same piece of code, if you run in 3.13 or any later version, you will see the performance would be better, or the performance has increased. Okay. Similarly, from 3.10 version of Python, we are already seeing better error messages. So when I say better error messages, whatever error is coming whenever you are writing or executing any piece of code in Python, it is easier for any beginner or any developer to understand exactly what the error message is. Okay. Similarly, the next thing is type hints. So what exactly is this type hint? Now Python, it is becoming a gradually typed programming language. So when I say gradually typed, what exactly is the understanding? Whenever you write any piece of code in Python, it catches bugs at runtime, or rather before runtime. So using type hints, whatever code you are developing, you can develop on the go and you can catch the bugs before runtime. So this is one of the best usage or best feature that Python provides, that on the go, whenever you are developing, you can catch bugs on the go. Okay. And the last point is WebAssembly. So if I want to run Python in the browser at near native speed, I need not use JavaScript or any web application as such. Python in the front end is becoming a reality today. As I said, Python has already taken up a major chunk in the web development industry or in the web development framework, so to say. And these days, we are slowly shifting from Java and JavaScript to Python to ensure that whatever we are building, it is built at scale with speed. Okay. Now, let us come to the next point. Now, let's say, what are the different types of projects we can look at? So you can see this is a very important slide for everyone. Now, these things you would have come across earlier also. So when I say you would have come across these things earlier, what is my meaning? Like, for example, I already discussed, if I want to build any kind of web scraping in 5 lines of code, I can do that. Like I told you earlier, I want to do an analysis on top of 10 websites, and based on that, I want to extract some insights. If I want to do that, I have predefined libraries in Python like requests and beautiful soup to extract live data from any website. And if I want to build this web scraper, I can do it in 5 lines. So I need not worry about the logic, what logic I have to write. It is quite easy to do. Similarly, if I want to do any kind of sentiment analysis live, I can do that. So when I say sentiment analysis, I hope everyone understands what exactly sentiment analysis is. So when we talk about sentiment analysis, what exactly is the understanding? So sentiment analysis, you can consider to be an AI tool that reads text to see if the mood is positive or negative or neutral, right? So how sentiment analysis is important? It helps companies understand the customer reviews, the social media posts and feedback very quickly. So here the point is, there is something called natural language processing, NLP. Okay. So computers read human words, they look for clues within the human words. Based on that, the sentiment analysis is done. So this is a real thing that is happening in the industry today, which is sentiment analysis. You can build any kind of sentiment analysis in 5 minutes. It is quite easy in case of Python. Okay. Next, when it comes to generating any kind of art using AI, you can do that. Okay. So when I say art, we have predefined modules here. We can use stable diffusion, or we can use a DALI API, so to say, to create an image from any kind of prompt that we give. So imagine you give a small prompt, and using that particular prompt, you are able to generate any kind of art in Python. So it is quite simple and easy. Okay. Similarly, if you want to build any kind of chatbot from scratch, you can do that. Okay. So when I say any kind of chatbot, you can ask any questions, and based on that, the chatbot will give a reply to you based on the question that you ask. Right. This is also quite simple to build. Similarly, number 5, one-liner challenges. So when I say one-liner challenges, what do I mean? Let's say I have 10 line of Java program written. I can rewrite that 10 line of code using 1 line in Python. How exactly that happens? We will see to it later. But the point of understanding is, you can imagine the scale. 10 line of Java program can be converted into a single line of Python. And the 6th point here is automating any boring task. So when I say automating any boring task, what do I mean? Let's say I want to rename 1,000 files on the go, or if I want to send any kind of bulk emails, or let's say, for example, I want to fill any kind of web application, right? All of this can be done with 5 lines of Python code. So you can imagine the scale at which Python is working today. Okay. So I'll give you a quick demo of some of the utilities in Python, how exactly it looks today. Okay. I'll quickly share my screen again. Just give me a moment. All right. I hope everyone is able to see my screen perfectly. So
Yes.
if you see, okay, thanks. So if you see over here, I did a live web scraping on the go. So you see this piece of code I had run today at 6:12, right? In which I fetched live data from the web, so to say. So you can see this is a global weather snapshot that I took out for a couple of cities. Similarly, I wanted some hacker news stories. Let's say you have a keen interest in understanding what are the different hacker news that are coming up every day. So I did a scrapping, and you can see I pull out the exact articles, so to say, which is around hacker news. Similarly, I wanted to pull out all the trending GitHub repositories which are going viral as of today. So you can see these are the repositories Python gave to me, right? So this is a live dashboard which you can see I built using Python. Does not matter if you want anything with respect to temperatures or weather dashboards, if you want any kind of stories or articles to be scrapped, or let's say if you want to bring out any GitHub repositories to follow, you can do it on the go. So as I said, this can be built in 5 minutes. It is quite easier to do it. Okay. Similarly, let's say for example, we will come to the code later. What is the code, how to build it, we will come to it later. As of now, we are trying to understand the impact of Python. Okay. Similarly, if I want to build another real-time dashboard, which will give me the respective cryptocurrency prices. You know, cryptocurrency price changes on the go, right? So for different cryptocurrencies, what exactly is the price and what exactly is the change? I want to build a live dashboard on top of it. I can do that. Similarly, some of the global market indexes. So you might have known, if you would have seen, S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, FTSE 100. These are all different global market indexes which are there. So I want to build a live dashboard wherein I want to monitor how exactly it is changing. What is the percentage change? If I want to do that, I can. And the most important point here, you see, in order to do that, Python is clearly telling you what was the CPU usage to do this operation. You are able to find out easily. What was the RAM usage and what exactly is your disk usage. So if you want to monitor all of that, you can do it very easily using Python. So let's say if you have written any piece of code which is large, which is taking time to execute, so you can clearly find out how much resources it consumed, what exactly is your CPU usage, what exactly is your memory usage. You can easily find it out. It makes your job easier. Okay. Similarly, if I look at another application, let's say for example, everyone knows QR codes. Definitely you are doing multiple payments throughout the day, right? So using Python for any particular website, let's say I want to build a code such that if I give any particular URL, that particular URL can be converted into a QR code. So I can build an utility such that at any point in time, if I want to scan something or if I want to just give an URL, a QR code can be built for that particular URL. That means if I just scan this QR code, it will navigate to that particular URL. Simple, right? So rather than clicking anything, you can directly scan and you can navigate to any particular URL. It is very, very simple in case of Python. So you can see at real time, we are able to do all these operations. Okay. So these are some of the interesting work or the projects that can be built using Python in 5 minutes. So as I said, I talked about different projects. I talked about multiple applications which can be built in 5 minutes, right? I'll quickly come back to the slide. All right. I hope everyone is able to see my slide again. So today, what were the key takeaways that we looked at? So if we looked at number one, Python is the fastest way from idea to working product. That is what I have been focusing from the beginning. Let's not consider Python as a programming language, rather a tool to build products. Number two, it powers the biggest tech companies on earth today, not just startups. So it does not impact small companies, rather, it impacts the big tech companies on earth also. The ecosystem is unmatched. 500k plus packages and infinite possibilities are there in Python today. Okay. Similarly, Python is evolving. So when I say Python is evolving, there are three things that we looked at. One is GIT, one is no GIL, and another one is WASM. So I see in the chat Sachin had put across these points also, but once again I'll explain. These are the three pillars. Okay. So when I say three pillars, what exactly is a GIT compiler? GIT compiler means it will dynamically combine heavy executed Python code into machine code at runtime. So it is a feature in Python which will do dynamic compilation of heavy codes. Okay, at runtime it will do it. And when I say no GIL means it will remove the global interpreter lock. What is the meaning of that? It will allow multiple OS threads or multiple operations to run in parallel. That means concurrency in Python will increase across multiple CPU cores. That is what no GIL means. And WASM, which is WebAssembly, what exactly is the meaning? It is a low level binary format which will execute code at near native speeds. So consider if you are building any piece of solution, you want to build it at scale with a faster pace. For that, we have WASM. Okay. And as I already told you, in order to learn Python, you do not need a CS degree. You just need curiosity and a laptop. If you have that, you can build solutions and applications on the go. Okay. So the point here is the best time to learn Python was 10 years ago, definitely. But if we are here today, the second best time to learn Python is now. Because as of now, if we are in this particular path with curiosity, trying to build something which will impact the world today, now is the best time to learn Python to ensure that we are in the right path to understand how Python is working and build applications at scale. Okay. With that, I'll come to the end of the slide today or the end of the webinar, wherein you need to understand Python is your gateway to building anything. So start coding, start building, and start creating applications. Okay. That should be our focus going forward. So as of now, if there are any questions which anyone has, I'd be happy to answer. Sheila, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Darshan. So if you have any queries, please ask in the chat. The trainer will reply you. Yeah, certificate will be provided. Please stay till end of the webinar. We have a few more announcements also. I'll be sharing you the feedback link at the end. Those who fill the feedback link form will be getting the certificates. Any other queries related to Python, you can ask now. Okay, I think there is no queries now. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Darshan, for the wonderful session. It's very informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So now I am sharing one of our students' review video. Kindly watch it.
Hi, I'm Manu. I'm from Davangere. So I recently completed the Python program course with AllPro Trainings, and it was an exceptional experience. My tutor was Shivaranjani, was truly outstanding, knowledgeable, patient, and always willing to go to extra mile to ensure every concept was thoroughly understood. And the course was well structured with a perfect balance between theoretical knowledge and an hands-on practice. So Siranjani ma'am was teaching style was clearly understand, and it was very good to teaching about the Python course. Thank you, AllPro Trainings and Shivaranjani ma'am also.
Okay, now I'm sharing some of other students' review as also. So this review from a Python student from Karnataka. And there's also a review from another Python course completed student from Karnataka. And there's a Python working professional review from Delhi. And it's a FRAPI framework working professional student review from Chennai. And there's another Python student, a working professional from USA. So this is a Python with the Tableau student review. And okay, now we have an offer session, an interesting session part. So we provide a full course as well as a flash course training. So the full course is for about 35 hours of training. The training will be conducted either in Meet or Zoom. Like the flash course is also conducted in Meet or Zoom, and the course duration is 5 hours. So we have a small interaction with everyone. So can you guess what is the market price for Python full course? Can you post your answers in chat box? What is the market price for Python full course? You can post in chat box. Any guesses? You can simply guess what is the market price for a Python full course. Okay, great. I can see some answers coming in. 30K, 28K, K. Someone said 17K. K. Someone said 29K. Okay, yes. That's true. The Python full course market price is like 30 to 32K, and for the flash course is 12K to 15K. So, but at AllPro Trainings, we believe a quality training should be affordable to everyone. So that's why we keep our pricing reasonable for students and working professionals. So let me ask you one more question. What will be the AllPro Training price for Python full course? So what will be the AllPro Training price for a Python full course? Please mention your guesses in the chat box. $19K. Okay, 22K. 15K. 50K. Okay, so the AllPro Trainings price for Python full course is 18,000, and for the flash course is 6,000. This is our regular price, but are you okay with this price? Are you okay with this price? Can we give one more offer? If you need one more offer, please comment as yes in the chat. So if you need more offer, please reply as yes in the chat. Okay, we are not charging 18,000 or 6,000 for those who attended the webinar today. There is a special offer for those who attended the webinar today. We have a special offer exclusively for today's webinar participants. So the Python full course is just 13,000, 35 hours of live practical sessions will be there. So the Python full course is just 13,000 and the flash course, the workshop, 5 hours of workshop is just 999 only. So this offer is only for those who attended the webinar today. It's a 15 minutes offer. So please make use of it. The Python full course, the 35 hours practical classes is just 13,000 only. And the workshop or flash course, it is a 5 hours of workshop. It is just 999 only. Please make use of it. This offer is just for 15 minutes. So the special bonus is free interview sessions. Will be helping you with resume preparation, professional certification guidance will be there. Lifelong community support will be provided. LinkedIn recommendation will be provided. Job guidance will be provided by us. The special advantages, you can clear your queries at any time with the trainer. So training is at your preferred timing. You can choose weekend or weekdays classes, morning or evening classes available. Recorded videos. So all your classes will be recorded. Live classes will be recorded. You'll be getting the recordings also. Daily class notes will also be provided in a shared drive link. So one small step can change your life. So I'm repeating again, the Python full course, it is just 13,000 rupees. And the flash course, the workshop, we are announcing a workshop, 5 hours workshop. It is just 999. Please make use of it. It will be entirely practical sessions. Please make use of it. Okay, now I'll be sharing you the feedback form link as well as the payment link. So those who want to enroll in the course, please make the payment. I'm sharing the official payment link in the chat. Okay, I have shared the official payment link in the chat. So those who want to enroll in the full course or flash course, please, you can make payment and you can send the payment screenshot to the number I have posting in the chat box. I'm sharing my WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp me there. So I have shared the payment link and the WhatsApp number. So those who want to enroll in the full course workshop, you can just make the payment and you can share the payment screenshot to me. Also, the payment link is also visible on the screen. You can pay to any of these numbers or the official payment link. I'm repeating again, The Python full course is just 13K only. This is 35 hours of live classes. We will be getting the recording of your daily classes. You can clear your queries at any time. It's an interactive session. You can clear your queries at any time. And the workshop, it is just 999. 5 hours of workshop is just at 999 only, less than 1,000. So please make use of it. I'm also sharing the feedback form link in the chat. So those who fill the feedback form only will receive their e-certificate. Please confirm me once you receive the feedback form link in the chat. Anyone, please confirm chat. Hope you're able to see the feedback form link. Anyone, please confirm in chat whether you're able to see the feedback form link. So please fill the feedback form fully and enter your name correctly and also mention the mail ID correctly in the feedback form. You will receive the e-certificate within a week. So this offer is only for those who attended the webinar today. The Python full course price is just 13,000 and the workshop, it's a 5 hours workshop, practical live session. Please don't miss this opportunity. It's just 999 only. So I have shared the payment link in chat. So if you want more details regarding the Python full course or workshop, or you want to enroll, please contact us. I have shared my number also. For any course details, please contact the number shared in the chat. Also, please fill the feedback form to get your e-certificate. So it's a live session, the workshop and full course, both are live sessions. You can clear your queries at any time with the trainer during the class itself. And that training is conducted at your preferred timing. All your classes will be recorded and you'll be getting the recordings also, class notes and documents. Everything will be provided in a shared drive link. Please make use of this opportunity. So trainer is a well-experienced trainer having more than 10 plus years of experience. To get practical knowledge, please you can make use of this opportunity. The Python full course, 35 hours course is just 13,000 and the flash course is just 999. Hope you have filled the feedback form. Anyone please give a thumbs up if you have received the feedback form just to confirm. Okay, hope everyone have filled the feedback form. So thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found this session very informative and inspiring. So e-certificate will be provided within a week. You can check your mail. We will inform you in the WhatsApp group, in the Python group. Okay. So if you have any further questions or feedback, feel free to reach out to us. Don't forget to stay connected for updates on our upcoming training sessions. Have a wonderful evening ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in our future sessions. Thank you so much. We can wind up now.